send a got it or something so that you are sure that that it was through. That's a good thing to remember. Like, I'm gonna remember that.
I mean, I'm bad about it too sometimes. You know, you read it and you got the information, so then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, and sometimes you're like, okay, am I just being annoying by do it? I don't really need to respond. But then, sometimes people do that, especially you send something and say this, and then it's like 3 back and forth, and you're like, okay, got it, yeah. Okay, I have 7, so I call the meeting of the Trails Library Board of Trustees to order. Becky, can we begin with roll call, please?
Sure. Yeah, my little list. Missed my cheat sheet. Since I'm in person, I figured I know. Let's do it in order too, so everybody knows when they're getting called on. So Mark.
Yes, present.
Dan.
Here.
Patty.
Here.
Becky. Here. Goldie.
Here.
Heather.
Here.
Jane.
Here.
And then, Rhonda. Claire. Carlin.
She already went.
They're, okay. Got everybody? Okay, all right. Looks like we don't have anybody for public comments, so let's begin our meeting with the consent agenda. Anybody have anything they need to have clarified or anything? No?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Want to hear a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, yeah. Opposed? And I forgot to say discussion. Any discussion? I always forget that. Okay, all right. That concludes the business we have for today. We have new business, or under new business. Did somebody just come in?
Probably Claire.
Yeah, sorry, the meeting password isn't working for me. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It didn't work for me either, Claire. This is Jane, so I
Okay.
had to call in.
Okay, good. I appreciate it not working for someone else.
So Claire, okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Claire, we just did the consent agenda. Do you approve?
I approve.
Okay. Okay, now it's official. All right, and, no unfinished business. Under new business, we have a committee report from the, evaluation committee. So are you, I guess you're the only one that's here, well, you're on that
Claire's here,
committee. Yeah,
Heather's here, and Jane's here. We're all here.
oh, we're all here, okay. I forgot who was on the committee, sorry. All right, so whoever wants to report.
Well, I shared out the report, so, I mean, I can go over in case anybody didn't get to, look over it. One thing I do want to point out, we did have more staff responses this year, so I don't know if it was the length of it, all the reminders that I annoyed people with, I don't know. But, you know, we had more people respond, so that was good. Even for, I think all of us responded, so that was good. And then, I feel like most of like your self-evaluation was with the majority. You know, staff and you know, you're always gonna have the outliers and whatnot, but I feel like that lined up really well. And I mean, at least whenever I was reading some of the comments, like some of the things that you know are, you know, areas of growth and what, you know, I mean, that's what they've mentioned too. So, I mean, did anybody else see anything that stood out to them?
I did think, this is Claire, I did think something that was of interest to me was that it felt like there was a lot of people who thought, Jackie, one of your strengths is communication. And then there, on the flip side of that, some people said something that you could improve on was communication. And digging into some of the questions/comments, it felt like one-on-one, everyone thinks that, you know, they're like, hey, Jackie is one of the best communicators. She's so good at building relationships and things like that. But it's a system, like more of an organizational wide communication and making sure that everyone's on the same page. That it felt like to me that some people were struggling with in terms of the comments and some of the, I don't want to say the reactions, but some of the way they scored the questions. So I thought that was really interesting. And I think you even, I'm pulling up my notes here. I think you even mentioned that was something that you wanted to work on as well, wasn't it?
Yes. We had a discussion at our manager training day, and we got some really good feedback. So we're in the process of implementing a lot of those suggestions.
Yeah, I'll tag on to that. There was a comment, someone wrote communication.
That was it, yeah.
I don't know what that means. So you've got how many employees or volunteers here? Unless they're specific on there, I mean, is it via email, in person? I mean, what are they talking about exactly? There was a lot of good comments about it, but unless they're specific, it's really hard to improve or figure out what exactly they're talking about.
More info is definitely.
So your summary was that communication was not communicated.
Well, as someone who does that like full time, I feel like there's always that comment that, you know, communication can be improved, and then you ask for more details on what, and you know, well, because I don't ever check my email.
Exactly.
I
I was about to say that.
And so, you know, it's just individual feedback, and you're never going to get it.
I was
It's
about to
completely perfect. But
yeah.
Right.
Is that the main source of communication for like the board is email? Is that all we do?
I call occasionally, it really depends on what it is.
But most of the
Mostly
communication
email
is through
for the
email.
board.
Yeah. And most of the time, there's not a lot of communication, except for like towards meeting days. Yeah. So, you know, just make sure you check your emails the week before.
Well, that's what I did this month.
Yeah.
I was not very good at checking it until like 4 or 5 days ago.
Well,
you have
as
to
long
get in the
as-
habit of it, yeah.
Yeah, but as long as you do it before the meeting and don't just do it 5 minutes before the meeting and then you're going. Yeah, because that doesn't work very well either. But
And Jackie does call if it's an immediate type thing, because occasionally we've had to have like an extra meeting about something.
Like, what's the best time for everybody?
But you don't do like text messages then or nothing?
I feel like
I
she
do.
has texted and say, hey, check your email,
Yeah,
because
I
I
will.
said something that's important.
If I send something that's not like the normal routine, a lot of times I will just text everybody and be like, hey, check your email, there's something in there for you, or there's an update or something. I've called once, I think, to kind of give an update to all the individual board members before the next board meeting on something, but most of the time, but no, feel free to text me anytime.
Okay.
do you have all those numbers? We got those one time, but are those?
It should be
In
in
the
your folder.
folder, I
Is it in the
believe.
folder?
Yeah, you should have,
And it's in the binder, right?
and it is in the binder, yes.
Jackie, have you gone over with
Yeah.
new members about how to email so that we don't accidentally get a quorum?
Blind copy.
I think we talked about that,
Mhm.
so I always, hit just reply instead of
Yeah.
reply all, yeah, and if you have to send something to the whole board, do it BCC, so
Okay.
that it doesn't become an actual meeting.
It becomes a quorum. Yeah.
That's why I always.
And we have to be bad too,
Yeah.
because
And
we're
we
all
have
in
to
a
tell
group
people
text.
ahead of time that we're
yeah.
having a meeting.
Exactly, yeah.
Good to know.
We learned that
Don't
one.
do that.
Is
Yeah.
that clear?
Sure. Crystal.
Clear as mud, right?
Okay, anything else about the evaluation? You know, one thing I would say is just make sure you look at the report and have in your mind what you want to talk about and what we need to go over at January, because at the January meeting, and I'll say this for Mark's benefit because the rest of you know it, but we'll have a closed session where we'll kick Jackie out, and then, we'll talk about the evaluation and,
Okay.
say, come up with some things that we wanna talk to her about, and then we'll bring her back in and tell her that, but just make sure you've looked that over and know what questions and things that you.
One thing, one thing I did mention in the email or the message I had sent with the report was that we need someone to do a summary. I don't know, I couldn't find the one pager that Leanna did last year in any of my stuff, so I didn't know exactly how it looked, if we wanted to go that
I
same
wonder
route.
if I have that. I can look and.
I was going to respond to you, Becky. I'm happy to do the summary. If you don't have an example, I can just do it, and then you guys can tell me if it's right or wrong, however. But yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, well, I will gladly let.
And this was Claire, sorry. Yeah.
Send to the committee.
Okay, yeah, just, for consistency, I thought it'd be nice to kind of looking, since we try to keep some of the questions the same and, how it.
Right, the format and how
Yeah.
the process.
And keeping that level and even so that you don't have to start over from the beginning every year, because that was a major thing when we did that online thing the first time.
Yeah, just getting it all set up.
Yeah, getting it set up and everything, so, yeah. Good to have some continuity.
You've all learned a lot about how to do things.
Yeah, yeah.
And how not to.
And how not to, and how to keep them.
That's how you learn,
And how to keep
doing it.
them.
And that's how we should keep what we've learned and
Yes.
use it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Anybody else? You have anything else you wanna report?
I don't think so. Anything procedure-wise? Else
Yeah.
came up?
Yeah, I think that you are on task with what we need to have done before the next meeting, so. I don't think there's anything we need to vote on or anything. No. Doesn't even look like there's any announcements.
I didn't put any on here, but I did have, an announcement. I had two, and I'm only thinking of one. I did want to let you guys know, so for the Navigate, this has to do with the budget. I put that money when I did the budget under capital. However, we're not doing a renovation yet. So it's gonna be coded under, professional services. So it's gonna look like we're over in that area, but we know not to spend, we have something in there to know not to spend out of the capital. So in other words, we're not gonna spend it 2 times.
Yeah.
I just wanna let you guys know as you look at your financial statements and everything, that is different.
Okay.
I've got a question, I don't know if it would be new business or what, because you all probably.
Go
talked about it
ahead,
a little bit.
whatever it is.
I was in the library in Concordia today and saw the calendar. How are days off decided for employees?
Like holidays.
Yeah, like Christmas.
You
Eve.
guys,
The board?
yeah, it's in policy and the
That's
board.
what I wondered.
Yep, approved it.
Has it ever been discussed or about the day after Christmas, like this year being a Friday?
No, we do the day after Thanksgiving, and then we do Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day. So, yeah, but, I know I have worked other places to where they would be like, well, we'll be closed, and you guys can take the day, but you have to use your leave to do that, or you can come in and work, while we're closed, certain positions can do that, so.
Well, I'm spoiled because I'm used to the university
Oh, yeah.
and, we got 2
2
weeks
weeks,
off.
yeah.
So it's just me learning.
Yeah.
Oh, and we approved that, I don't remember where it was, but it's earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I wondered about
Today,
that, yeah.
there's a list of, and is it in the policy? Is it Yeah, I think it was October, yeah. So, yeah, you missed that.
I think that most businesses don't give the day off after Christmas. And
The governor gave state employees the day off.
Oh, really?
Let's call the governor.
but and frankly, not all of them get Christmas Eve either, but I think, I think it's a good idea. I don't,
Well, like I said, I'm spoiled, because I'm used to.
I'm a retired teacher, I understand.
I don't have that authority, the board has that authority.
Well, that's what I wondered. I didn't know how it worked. I kind of figured it was the board, but I didn't know for sure.
And even, I know we have it set in policy, but anytime if the board ever wanted to do something extra,
announcement, but just kind of an FYI. So the board, we give awards called the Trailblazers. And so if you notice somebody within the system doing something that you think they should be nominated for, each branch has a Trailblazer nomination, and we can nominate also.
How often does that happen?
Well, I was actually gonna mention that.
Well, excuse me.
No, glad you brought it up. Well, I was gonna ask if Tessa could just send that info in early January for this quarter.
Yeah, she typically, I think, once the quarter's over.
Yeah, we've got the habit developed now.
Yeah, it's quarterly, and then after the whole fiscal year is done, from those four that you picked, and there's the Blaze Award, is that
The Blaze
award?
The Blaze.
We just have
So
to
then you
break it.
pick one overall winner for that year.
Based on fiscal year.
Yeah, we threw you guys a little bit with that one at first.
And then when
Will that be a good day in January to give it to the person as a group or? just do it?
Well, we have our February all-staff day, but that's like the fourth Monday in February.
It's almost 2 months later. I think we've been doing fine individually.
It kind of depends on who, if you do a manager's training day, so if it's one of the managers, you know.
Do we have somebody for the last quarter?
It was already given out
Yeah,
for the
that's what I
first
thought.
quarter. They
So
gave it out
it
in
just, the
October.
second quarter ends at the end of December, so.
Yeah.
Tessa will send any applications.
Yeah, okay, we haven't
The
had.
other one, the first quarter is July, August, September, and you gave it in October.
Okay, so
We'll get it.
I just,
We'll
I
probably-
had missed that, I had missed that.
No, we
Yeah.
did it.
Well, because my email, my internet was down for like a week and a
Yeah.
half, and so I was thinking, maybe I didn't get the email that said who were the candidates. Or not candidates, but what do you call them?
Nominees.
The nominees. That's why I said that, because I thought, oh, did I? Somehow.
we would have voted well.
Yeah. Okay,
We made it work.
all right, anything else? Jane, you have anything? Claire?
No, just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Okay, thanks.
Yep,
All right.
same.
Thank you. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Short and sweet. It's never gonna be this short ever again, right?
Be clear, they're not all that long.
Yeah, Goldie, keep telling me that. Tell you what.
Coming first, such a short meeting.
Yes, I felt so bad for you that first one, because I was like, they're not all this long.
Yeah, that was a long, long meeting.
That was the